Hey guys, it's your buddy Uncle Adams here, and I have a crazy story to share with you guys. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, my friend, his girlfriend, and his parents came to stay with us because there was a concert here in town and they wanted to crash here. So we're like, yeah, cool, stay here, no problem. His parents are sleeping in the spare room, my girlfriend's sleeping, and the three of us, me, my friend, and his girlfriend, are up and we're playing games in the living room, okay? And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so, it's like, okay, we're going to go to bed now. So we had fun playing games, and I went to bed. It takes me a while to fall asleep, so I'm laying in there for a while, and I finally doze off. And then, like, right after I fall asleep, I wake up to this face right in front of me. And it's my friend, and he's like, hey man, sorry to wake you up, man, but you gotta get up. Someone's at the door and they're trying to get in, and they've been trying to get in for 5 minutes. I'm like, what? First of all, it woke me up out of a dead sleep, so I was like, freaking out. I'm like, okay, he's telling me this. I'm like, all right, what do I do? Someone's trying to get into the house. I'm like, okay. I say to my buddy, I'm like, okay, get out of the room. I'm naked. I sleep naked, so I gotta get some pants on first of all. I'm like, okay, get out of my room. I'll be right there. I just got to get dressed. So I get dressed, and by this time my girlfriend has woken up because of all the noise and the racket and everything. So I make my way down the stairs. We're coming down here. And sure enough, I look at the door and the doorknob is jiggling and jittering, and the door is pushing in and out. It's like a horror movie, and someone is trying to get into the house. And by now it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And they're not saying a word. They're just wiggling and pushing the door and trying to get in, like, relentlessly over and over and over again. And I'm like, whoa. So we're all there. We're in front of the door, right? And it's like, okay, how do I go about this? And I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to just open the door because they could maybe, like, stab me or whatever. I'm not going to play that game. So I'll try a different strategy. So the first thing I do, I bang on the door and I say, who is it? And I smack on the door. I tried to startle him. Right? You don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden we hear this. It's Debbie! And we're like, it's Debbie? Who's Debbie? We're all freaking out. It sounds like there's a demon at the door at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we take a step back. We're like, okay, Debbie's at the door. We have no idea who this is. Time to regroup. And meanwhile, keep in mind, she's going hard on the door. Like, she's wiggling it and pushing it and really trying to get into the house, okay? So I change angles. I go over to the window and I push the curtain and I look out the window and I see this dark silhouette of a woman. Couldn't really make her out, just standing there in the rain, jiggling the door, trying to get in. So I open the window a little bit and I'm like, hey, go away. You're at the wrong house. And then she says, just let me in, Tony. And we're like, this girl's out of her mind. Like, she thinks that we're her friend's house or something and she's trying to get in. Like, she must have been totally looped on drugs. So we're like, okay, what do we do? So in comes my girlfriend. It's like negotiation time. And she sits by the window, opens the window, and she tries talking to this lady and says, like, we're going to have to call the police. This isn't your home. You got to leave here. And she's like, go ahead and call them. I don't care. So we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then finally she stops. And keep in mind, like, she must have been at the door, going like this, wiggling it, pushing on the door for a solid 10 minutes, like clearly on drugs, just relentlessly. So she finally realizes or gives up or whatever and stumbles down the sidewalk and almost falls, and one of her shoes come off. And then she disappears down by the train tracks into the sort of bushy area that's by our house, never to be seen again. And then we all tried to go back to sleep. It was crazy. That's the story. That's the story of Debbie. So now every time, it's an inside joke, every time I see these people that this happened with, I'm like, hey, Debbie, how's it going, Debbie? So life's crazy. Crazy things happen. And I have the luxury of being able to share this story with so many people all at once, thousands of people. So I hope you enjoyed my crazy little story. And if you like my stories, I do have a lot of stories, so I could start doing more story videos. I mean, why not? I make videos about all kinds of stuff. So if you like it, put it in the comments. Have a good day, guys. Uncle Adams signing off. Boom!